I can only relay the information that I receive. And so I never promise anyone that I'll be able to contact their family member. I never promise that I'll be able to help with a murder case or something like a missing person, because sometimes spirits do not come through. Sometimes spirits simply do not want to communicate with me. So all I can do is try. Like sometimes I will try a case, and I'll give you an example. When I went to go do the League City, Texas killing fields, I had permission from the new landowner to be on the property, but that landowner only gave me access during daylight. Now, I'm used to doing all of my work at night simply because when I take spirit photos, it's easier to pick up magnetic energy during the night with a flash, and it's easy to pick up a spirit on camera that way. So, mostly all of my ghost photos have been taken at night. So, when that person told me that you're only allowed on the property during daylight hours, I was scared to death that I was not going to be able to produce any evidence at all, because I have never gotten any ghost photos during the day. Also, on that expedition, there were police officers on location who did not want me to be there. So, in the background of me doing my work, I could hear them constantly chattering, talking on the radio, messing up my work. It was really awful. It was the worst sabotage I've ever experienced in my life. So I didn't get really hardly any evidence on that case, only bits and pieces. But before I left that property, I had stood at a tree. And how I do my spirit photographs is I've got about 3 to 4 tripods, and I have remote cameras or automatic picture taking on my cameras that can be, um, like activated. So I will set my tripods around me, and then I will activate a picture. So before I left the League City, Texas killing fields, I said to all of the spirits there, the the sunshine that day was so bright that I could not see any of my LEDs to tell if I got any evidence at all. I usually will not listen to my EVPs until after a case when I go home. I don't stop it and start it, I just do continuous EVPs. So I really didn't know if I got any evidence at all. I was heartbroken because police were out there, and I had notified the police and told them I would be there. So I knew that they would show up, but I didn't know that they were going to interfere with my actual work and break my concentration. Plus, that is a known place for satanic worship. So the entire time that I'm there being a psychic, I was hearing satanic chanting over and over and over. So all of this is going on. I can hear the police in the background. I can hear the satanic chanting. The police want me to leave the property. They really don't want me to be out there, so they're trying to intimidate me while I'm out there. It was just an awful situation. There were ant beds all over. There were bugs. The wind was really strong. It was the most awful day of my life. So before I left the property, I was really kind of heartbroken and sad. And so I set up my cameras and I stood in front of a tree, and I said to the spirits, I don't know if I got any evidence at all today, but I tried with all of my heart to help you. And thank you very much for letting me come out here today. So I didn't look at those photographs until later that night when I was downloading them. And that very last photograph that I took was a picture of one of the murder victims, Audrey Lee Cook, kneeling under the tree with me. And that was the most beautiful thing. It would make the entire trip worth it for that one photograph, that proved that her spirit was there and knew I was there, and she appeared with me underneath the tree. I'll never forget that photograph. In fact, I've saved it on my memory card, and it is on my page somewhere. And the resemblance of the spirit that is under the tree next to her own photo is uncanny.